Hi, and welcome to Adventures of Xinia with me, Xinia. Hi. First video we talked about cleansing, we talked about serums, we talked about toning, we talked about moisturizing, and we even talked about rolling the face. Yes. The second one, we talked about concealer, primers, foundation, and the brushes, the tools we need for the application of all that. In this one, we're talking about blush, highlighter, and bronzer. Basic contouring. We can go even deeper into contouring, but basic contouring. But I do want to show, if we were to go a little deeper with contouring, what I'm talking about. If we go a little deeper, if you want a more intense contour, start with a cream first. Okay, I got this cute little mini from Fenty. Start with a cream, and you're going to put it right there. Like, make sure it goes on boop, to the top of your ears, not all the way in, right here. So it's like the middle of your face, and then same over here. There you go. Then you're going to add a little definition around your face. So you're going to add little lines from one side to the other. See? All right. We can do our nose. 1, 2. Corner it. And the bottom of our lip, just a tad. Right there. Then we're going to do our jawline. See how I have the jowl starting, so I go over the jowl. So it's like right there. I'm creating where I want my jawline to start. So I'm creating the shadow. Then a little here in between, just a line down. That's where we would contour. Okay, this is basic. Other people do much more than this, but this is a basic contour. So contouring and bronzing are two different things, but you can contour with your bronzer. You get a darker bronzer. Stippling brushes. I mentioned in the other video you can use it for foundation. So if you used it, whether you used it or not for foundation, stippling brushes are the best for cream contours. Now we just gotta go back and forth. And this is basic. If I wanted more of a contour, I would have done like a triangle. But just going basic, just creating a little shadow. Contouring is creating shadow. It'll bring your cheek, see? Like it causes like a deepness, and it brings your cheek more forward. So, learning light and dark, where you can emphasize on certain things. And look, it just blended right in. I would say you can go back and forth and then go into a circular motion. Back and forth and go into a circular motion. Back and forth and go into a circular motion. When you're done, I push everything back because your hair gets in the way. So it's like, hey, circular motion, push everything back. So back and forth, circular motion. Back and forth, circular motion. Yeah, even if you have a small forehead, like if your forehead's smaller, then just start from the sides down. Wherever the space is bigger. Apparently, I have a bigger forehead. So I'm just like, contour everything. Just pushing the product in. And then we're going back here. We go back and forth. And I do circles. I push it up. You can push it up. Never push it down, because this is supposed to be clear. You see how I'm creating the shadow? It also helps around face look more. See? Around face will look more defined. Alright. Here, I just go back and forth. Now the reason I put a little bit of contour right under my lip here, it puffs out the lip. So it makes your bottom lip look just a little bit juicier. See, it creates like a little shadow, and it just makes the bottom lip look more pouty. I say juicy, pouty. You know what I mean. Alright, nose. I use the side and I just buff it in. buff it in. I don't like to go in here. I have deep set eyes, so if I put contour here, it's just gonna bring out my forehead, and I'm gonna look like a caveman. I don't want to look like a caveman, but I do want more of a defined nose. Not by much. This, and like I tell you, this is not crazy contour. This is actually regular contour. If you don't have a stippling brush, I would suggest a smaller. See, this is like a dense brush. This is good for contouring too. This, and it's also good for concealer. Like you could you can dab in your concealer if you don't want to touch your eyes with your finger. It's like brushes can be used for many things. All right, go back to my stippling and work that neck and chin. So as you can see, I know I went high, but I don't want it to seem like I have a 5 o'clock shadow, so I circled down. Okay, I'm grabbing the product and I'm bringing it down, and you know I put a little bit there, so we got that like, and you push it into the ear, so there's some cohesiveness with the color, and then I am going pushing it down with the circle, and then I literally bring it down, look at it, bring it down. Yes, queen. Okay, now other side. Remember, circular motions going downward, circular motions going downward. And then we have some here. Push it into the ear. Now bring it down. You want to match. You don't want to look too crazy. I mean, you're not gonna get rid of the jowls. I can like define this a little bit more, where it'll look like that. But let's be realistic. You're just trying to get me. So we are contoured. That was it. Yes, that's contour. Bronzing. I'm going to use this Becca Afterglow. I suggest, to make it easy, just grab a all-in-one. Grab a face palette. Saying you want to make it easy and you're starting your makeup kit, or if you have singles, use your singles. But if you want it all-in-one, this one, Afterglow, this one's more light. It's a more light to fair because during the winter I am light. So everything's in here. Bronzer, highlights, blushes. I'm going to go with bronzing first. So this is what I use for a bronzer. It's just a flat paddle brush. I got this, but it's fluffy still. It's flat as if it's pinched, like fanned out. This is one of the ones I use. I'll show you another favorite. This is from Luxie. You see it's an angled, dense brush because I just go. It creates definition. So those are the ones I use. Like for the most part, that's what I use. See, I have this one from, is it ColourPop or Pure? Pure Cosmetics. See, it's just like pinched, but it's fluffy, and also. But I'll use this one from Sephora. I'm gonna go into the bronzer. I'm going to use my color switch to tap it in, and I'm gonna, where I put the cream is where I'll go, and it's like supposed to be adjacent to the top of your ear. So go angled, see, angled, top of the ear. So that's where you would go, and just go to the middle of the cheek. Don't go all the way here, unless you have a chunky face that you don't have any type, or this isn't gonna help bring it in. Then you can go like an angle, like this. Go like as an angle, so it will create. But don't go too deep, as in like thick of a line. Don't go too thick of a line. So you can create. So everything's like, it'll look like woo, like ooh, like ooh, like this. See that? I have cheekbones, so I don't go all the way through, but I did want to show you guys. Okay, and I'm just putting it wherever you put the contour. You just brush it in. Brush it in. You can go up and down, but I brush it in mainly. And this will set the contour because this is powder and the contour was cream. So, hey, you don't have to do too much work. Okay. See, top of the ear? It's an angle. Whoop. And then since I messed around over there on that side, I'm just going to bring it here. I don't want to look uneven. Pat it in and brush it. And this is just a step if you want to take these steps. You know, not everybody has to contour or bronze. You don't have to. A little blush and a little highlight will be fine. And if you don't like highlighter either, just a little blush. Just give some color back into your face. I'm going to go back into the jawline. Everywhere you put the contour is where you should put bronzer. I can't emphasize that enough. Yay! I would suggest a smaller brush, like a little defined brush. I'm going to use this one, this little paddle brush. I love this little. See, it looks like a little paddle. I'm going to take this and just slightly put the powder where I put the contour. Under the lip. Now I'm going to use this to buff it out a bit. Some people don't like foundation, guys. If you don't want to use foundation, you could use BB cream, CC cream, tinted moisturizers. Ulta has the best tinted moisturizers because I have them. All right. Next up, we have blush. No, I'll do highlighter before blush. You know why? I'm going to do highlighter because then I like the blush to melt with the highlighter, and the highlighter isn't so intense if you're a woman of age. I'm not going into the brightest one. I'm just going to go in between. You know what? I'll mix both. There. I'll mix both the dark and these two. Now, don't go near the pores and don't go near the crow's feet. Do a little you. See, and watch me you. See that? And then bring it around and bring it around and bring it around. Yeah, bring brightness to your forehead. You can even go under your eye, but connect it outward. Connect it outward where the U is. Yay. See? Ooh, NASA. Man, let me stand back up. And then right here, over the top here, just a little bit. Gonna bring some brightness to this face now. I don't like putting it in the middle. A lot of people like the middle to be bright. I think it's too obvious. Bring some brightness around. Ready? Now watch me you. See, like a little you. Not going, don't go here. Especially if you have crow's feet, fine lines. Watch me you. And don't go too close. I went too close on this one. Like right in the middle of where the eye is, and you it. Because this is where the pores are. It emphasizes pores. Now you brush it through to connect to the U, and then under the brow, connecting outward to the U. Ooh, so there you go. Ooh, ooh. Now, a little bit in the nose, a little bit in the tip. Just boop, boop, whatever's left over. See? Ooh, and that's a lot. Fan it right on the top of your lip. You brought darkness here, so you gotta bring light here. The light will make this top part look like upward, where the bottom, the darkness brings it downward. So up and down causes fuller looking lips. Yes, and then you can do, if you have those little lines, you know, the divot, emphasize the lines only, not the hole. See the hole? Leave it alone. Emphasize the lines. See, it just like brings this cute little dent in there, like, oh. That means it's like, oh, she has like pretty cupid bow, you know? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, I'm having a fun time, yes. Bring the light outwards here, not in the middle, outwards here. And that's it. Blush. I also like to take, like, this brush looks familiar because it is. It looks like the Jeffree Star that I used to buff in my foundation. I use a different one for blush. Like a little pinky in there. I'm going to go into these two together. The pink one has a little bit of sheen. The dark one I feel is just too dark. So I'm just going to go around it. Tap it. 2 fingers. Okay, so that's a good see, so you touch the edge of your nose and like this. That's a good place to know from the finger on to start your U and the finger on to start your blush. See the apples of your cheeks and bring it in and bring it up. You can do circles, have it melt. See, you melt it with your, so 2. This is the area. You can smile and bring it up, bring it backward, up, like this. And then excess, pat it on the sides. Fingers. I mean, this rule is perfect for highlighter and blush. 2 fingers. Smile. You can visually see where those 2 fingers were. Bring it up, around, so that you can melt the blush with the bottom of your highlighter, so there's not like this harsh line. See, like it melts in, like, oh, melt. Ooh. Okay, use the excess on the side like this, and there was light here and a little blush here. Yes. Then if there's not enough, just grab a little bit right here, right under your chin. Cause a cute little rosiness. I like to grab whatever is left and go like this. I go around and like this. That's whatever is left. But emphasizing on the nose. Bring down that highlight. Just rosy. This was series stage 3, I guess. So we talked about contouring, cream contour. You can contour also with bronzer. Just use a darker one. We talked about bronzing, we talked about highlighter and blush. Areas, what do you do? And this is what you need. So cream contour, you can use the buffing that you buffed your foundation. You can use it. So stippling brush, this is called the stippling brush. Contour, this nice, see it's like pinched. As you can see, it's not rounded, so it's pinched, but it's fluffy. Contour. More precise contour, a little paddle brush, or you could even use a dense eyeshadow brush. There's no rules to makeup. Just use what you feel comfortable with. You know, I felt comfortable using the paddle brush. I have it, I'll use it. Highlighter, a nice little fluffy paddle brush. There's also highlighter brushes that look like this. There's also highlighter brushes that look like this. So I'll give you a precise, if you don't like to do all this, or if you do but you don't want it too thick, a fan brush will give you that precision. There are a lot of different types. See, long-haired fluffy brushes, just a lot of different type of brushes that you can use. I like to use this one because it's just more precise. I know where I want it, I know what I want to do with it, and I just love this little angled tip that it has. And this is from SL Miss Glam. And then last but not least, blush. I use this as a blush brush. You can use an angled blush brush. There is a fluffy angled brush. There's different brushes that you can use. Some people even use fluffy, like they don't like a lot of blush. I do like blush because I like to look rosy, but they even use big fluffy ones and add it, pat it, and just or just swirl it. Just something very light. That is fine. Work with what you got, ladies, and let me know what you got if you want to. Any questions? You can DM me. You know my IG is always in the description box below. So this was stage 3. We will work on to the next series. We'll work on different stages, which is eyeshadow, lashes, curling, and mascara, and eyebrows and lips. And then I think that would be for the most part. But if anybody has any suggestions to keep the series going, let me know. So subscribe to my channel because you can. And why wouldn't you? You're already here. So go ahead and press that like button like now. And if you decided you didn't like this video, it's okay to press the dislike button. You see that red word? Turn my red word gray by pressing it. Subscribe. Become part of the X family. Now, you see the bell? Press the bell and press all notifications. Let you decide what videos of mine you want to see, not YouTube. So thank you for being here. I had fun. I'm going to send you out with some unicorn vibes. Yep. Like, look at the horn. Goes back and forth. Get them vibes, get them vibes, get them vibes. Some unicorn love. I just push it right into the internet and bring it in. Bring it in. My favorite part. And unicorn hugs. Oh my God, I love you guys so much, so much, so much. Yay. I'll see you in the next one, or I'll see you on my next live. I love you.